How's it going, guys? So this is a bit of an unusual commentary that I'm currently going to be making. This has happened during the interview with one of the developers, basically the Hidetaka Miyazaki. He's actually the president of the Dark Souls creator and from software. So they had a bit of an interview with the Telegraph, and there's some things that he mentioned. Please don't. Please God, no. Please no. Like, you guys might know these guys from Software, obviously the Bloodborne series, the Dark Souls series, the Demon Souls as well, and now the upcoming Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And obviously, right? He mentioned about something going with the crack at the Battle-Royale genre. He perhaps maybe wanted to give it a shot on the live service games as well. And you can expect a lot of people's answers from this. Oh God, please don't. Because it's been time and time again, it's been proven to everybody that live service games are the enemies that people just do not want to see anymore and no longer. In fact, I even talked about it on a separate video. Links down below for you to take a look at that. I personally think that live service games needs to fucking die. Literally. And yeah, so take a look at that. Now, back on track. There was a very short article. I'm gonna read out a few bits of information. I will state my opinions and thoughts on it as well. As I mentioned, Hidetaka Miyazaki, the president of the Dark Souls creator from Software, has told the Telegraph that the Revert developer is taking a keen interest in the Battle-Royale genre and the prevalence of the long-running live service games, such as Destiny and Anthem, that are dominating the headlines in the industry right now. What? What? Dominating games is like what we consider as our fans, of that we consider brilliant games, right? Dominating games I'm talking about now. The Witcher, Cyberpunk, the upcoming Cyberpunk, mind you, Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean the single player, not the online. Online is garbage right now. But anyway, Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. And there's so many more games like Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us, so many more. Right? Why would he consider that, or perhaps maybe this article considers that the dominance is the Destiny and Anthem? Sure, live service-based games that they are on these two fronts of these two games, Destiny and Anthem, right? They just, over time they build up the game more, and so they make it better. But at the day one, both of these games and many more live service games, they were complete garbage. Like, it just sucks. No, people are afraid. I'm afraid. I don't want them to go to this route. Just let them do what they've been doing already. Make difficult games that are rewarding in some cases, and also doesn't need to go in the narrative perspective, because somehow, I don't personally know exactly how, because people can tell me, because I'm not an expert on Bloodborne series, even though I'm getting frustrated from the game, but though I can definitely see what's so good about it, and I respect it. No, please, from Software, do not take the approach of the genre of the Battle Royale. And please, for the love of God, don't take this step on the live service-based games. Oh God, no. Okay, so continue on. Wood from Software, famed for its fearsomely challenging, intricately designed single-player adventures, be interested in joining the fray. So, here's the quote. There's always the possibility, Miyazaki says. These games are definitely fun, and we're interested in the patterns they are taking. If we did it, it might be a bit different. We're definitely interested, and there's definitely a possibility in the future. Oh shit. We'll have to take a crack at them someday. Oh. Okay, let's give a benefit of the doubt, alright? Because we can trust from Software. I respect them deeply, and from what they have shown us and proven to us, they can manage to do some incredible things. But, because of the publishers of Activision that are currently, in the hands of oh shit. Basically, okay, if you want to do this, please do it as an independent developer. Please take all the time that you require and you need, and so you can have as much content as possible that you consider on the day one is good. Not what the publisher considers, no matter what publisher they are, even if they are somewhat respectable. Because the independent developers, they know what means a gaming for the players, and that's what we can expect and respect the developers. I personally think as well. From Software, please consider this. I mean, they would not be listening to this commentary. I highly doubt it, but still, oh, for love of God, please. Maybe this video can somehow, get into their heads and just like, oh no, into their ears and just say no live service games. But if they think that they can pull it off and they manage to do something incredible that no other game has done it so, and on day one I'm talking about that was really, really good. But sure, a few problems and kinks and issues, okay, we can ignore those, that's fine. A lot of games have this sort of problems, but not like Destiny had, not like Division had, not like Anthem. Oh my God, please. Anyway, so continuing on, let's continue. One would imagine that any software, from software Battle-Royale would be a significantly different proposition from the shooters such as the Fortnite and the Apex Legends. And a live service multiplayer RPG based on the Dark Souls universe or another world of Chrome's creation would certainly be an interesting direction for the developer to take. Actually, I think it would be a very interesting direction. I don't personally know where. I actually would love to see how they would maybe expand the world of the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice and see how that will go about things. I don't know, that would be kind of interesting. I'm not gonna deny that, but I'm very cautious about it as well. I'm sure everybody is at this point too. However, Miyazaki also stressed that single-player adventures, like from upcoming Shinobi adventure Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, remain an integral part of the gaming industry and are key to its long-term health. That's good to hear. Now, this is his quote. Single-player action games don't feel too rare in the current climate, he says. While Devil May Cry 5 has some online elements, it's coming out 2 weeks before our game, and that's very single-player focused experience. We also had a God of War and Spider-Man. Both of those games sold over 9 million copies in 2018. And that's good. I personally think, he sees how these games can make like a step up, and he kind of considers how can he go into the similar routes as these games or even greater. I would love to see that personally. Anyway, continuing on. We do need this diversity in the industry, Miyazaki says. Regardless of what From Software is doing, we need people making Battle Royale games and live services, and we need people making single-player focused experiences. We feel that this diversity is what keeps everyone going. Wow, that's actually a good quote, I personally think. It makes sense, you want to have a diversity because you don't get kind of sick of only single-player title games and only multiplayer games, or like say Battle Royale games or live service games. Oh my God, imagine if there would be only live service games. Oh Jesus, I'm so sorry. Anyway, I don't know. That would be pretty interesting to see how this route will go about. If they are actually considering of doing, or maybe they already have begun with the development for upcoming live service type of game, please don't have a publisher like Activision, pulling these things. Like, no strings attached. That's what I'm trying to say, please. That's the most important thing. Be more independent or find extremely reliable publishers that you personally think will do justice for your upcoming game if you are considering to make a live service based game or a Battle Royale genre type, okay? Like, I would accept it if, I'm sure, like, okay, I should speak for many of you guys as well. We should accept From Software to make something brilliant live service game. Imagine, let's just imagine, right? A live service game comes out on day one. Let's say it's in the standards of Borderlands 2. Remember that game? That's like a live service game. Obviously it's more of a single player, but there are a lot of the multiplayer components in there as well. Obviously, you can play with your friends. And yes, so yeah, let's have that. Imagine all this stuff that you can do on day one. Sure, there will be little messes up, glitches, whatever. We can ignore them again, right? But then over the time, they expand them more and more. I personally think that would be pretty damn good, wouldn't it? I don't know. I think that live service games can work then, but not like EA that are pulling the strings in this situation, or Activision that are doing the similar thing. I want to say as well Ubisoft on top of that. Even though Ubisoft are, I feel like personally that they are trying to step up a little bit as well. But, Activision and EA, they are just assholes. Like, no, forget about those two. And From Software is with the Activision, unfortunately, at the moment. I don't know how this contract is gonna go about things. I really hope that their upcoming new, wherever it's going to be, a game after the Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or maybe it's going to be a sequel or something with the live service based game. I really hope it's not going to be, Activision pulling the strings and saying like, oh, do this, you have to release this earlier because there's just not enough time. We're not going to give you any more money for this to take more the development time. I'm very worried because these two publishers, they're very known, like EA and Activision. They're very known that they just they fuck, like any game that they release under their name, I'm talking about, is always a mess. Always. Like, you have to agree with this. I don't know. Anyway, I really want to see how this will go about the things. Yeah, I want to see how Miyazaki, Hidetaka Miyazaki, how he will see this as an envisionment. I want to see it, personally. I really hope it's going to be good. Because I'm certain that he understands that there's a big problem can happen, that if they disappoint a lot of people, their reputation will go down and they will lose a lot of trust from from players, and that's a big deal. If there are no players, nobody's gonna buy your game, and so what was the point, So it's just they need to be very careful about this situation. If they will go about this, if they are completely interested, and they are already in the development or making some kind of brainstorming of it anyway, or planning it at least, just be very transparent, talk to us, that's important, and give your opinions and ideal states and what you think you can work. A little bit, obviously don't say too much. I'm sure the developers are very secretive, a lot of the stuff as well, obviously, but just take it easy. That's my cautious approach, I want to say. Just be very careful what you do next. Don't try to, oh god, piss off a lot of people, because that can easily happen in now day and age. Anyway, I'm really hopeful that Hidetaka Miyazaki, I'm sure that he will do fine. Currently, I don't know how it's gonna go about things. But yes, I'm optimistic, but I'm cautious, if that makes sense. I'm sure that many of you guys as well. I'm very optimistic for their upcoming games that are not about this Battle-Royale thing or live service-based game thing. But if they are making something else, maybe a single-player aspect again, or sequel of some sort, everyone's gonna be excited. And that's great, that's absolutely fantastic. But if a different approach, cautious. Especially Activision, oh shit. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I think I dragged this long enough. Thank you so much again. Have an awesome day.